and welcome to another edition of Awesome Calls Trading. .com. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I know it's mid-afternoon right now, kind of low of the day, and I like to do these webinars. I like to go over our pre-market notes and the research I did to find certain plays. I think it's really important from a trading standpoint. A trader can really learn to fish for his trades every day, what to look for and why. And I don't believe selling a DVD on the side or trying to push, you know, DVDs or extra webinars. This is what teaching's all about, to get better as a trader. And you know, for me, it's all about education and just trying to show a trader, this is how I found this setup. This is what I was looking for. If you take this with this will come together, and you can buy the stock and you can enjoy the ride of the stock or whatever. So I want to start with I want to get into NEO, the call from yesterday. NEO is a real standout stock today because yesterday I really made it very clear that the stock NEO would probably hit $7 and under, and that would be a buying opportunity. I think I spoke about it yesterday as well as a wash and rinse. Um, Today, Goldman Sachs came out with a buy rating, believe it or not, on NEO, and I will show it to you on our scan service. I picked this up this morning from Raphael. And they came out pretty good this morning, and they put a $10, and I think it was they reinstated and they put a buy rating at $10.70. Okay, so the stock was actually gapping up on that. But if you know anything about Goldman the way we do, Goldman is a sell-off. You have to sell off Goldman. Whatever Goldman does, you sell it off. Okay, NEO was not done selling, and NEO, if you look at the chart from even a 6-month standpoint, you will see how NEO over the life of the trade, you could see at that 6 level is where they just buy it up, buy it up, buy it up, buy it up. And I played NEO since the IPO. I probably was the driving force behind the move to 14, 15 when it came. I was one of the first ones to go along at $5.90, and I said this stock's going to run. And within 2 days, the stock had hit $14, as you can see. It was one of my best calls, probably. At that time, it was just a phenomenal call, and our chat room just stayed with it. I know NEO. I traded NEO over the last 6 months. I got a feel for it. I know what they're looking for. I know what the investors want to do. And right now, I'm telling you straight up, the $7 down here was a buying opportunity. I told everyone the stock would sell off. I also said before the earnings that the earnings were going to come out bad and they were going to miss. They're not ready to take their company to another level. They're still in that beginning phase. And a lot of you don't know that. And there's some of you that are professional enough to know that. They're just not ready to come out with numbers that are going to blow the world. Okay. And when they do, this stock is going to go through the moon. It really is. So to have it in your portfolio at $7 and $6 is to me is just a long-term opportunity. And one day you're going to wake up and the stock will be trading at 20, 25, and then it'll be in the 30s, and it'll just start to slowly. And then the more revenue they make and the more profitable they become, the more this stock will just keep running and running and running. But for us as day traders, it's nice to know all these things, but I just want you to see the 6th level. I mean, this is where they really will start to eat it up. I mean, right now, because I'm talking, the chat rooms are in here and they're buying it up as it is, even 10 cents. But my main emphasis on this stock was to tell everyone, listen, when this thing hits 7, start loading up. Go to 6, have an average, and you'll have a 6.5, and just hold it in a swing. And before you know it, you're going to be at $8, $9 in about a month, month and a half. And we will follow the stock and everything that I said as the stuff comes on. But from a day trade standpoint, I told you yesterday, and how we played this was really phenomenal. Okay, yesterday I told the traders the stock was going to pop at the open. All right, and it was going to probably pop to 850 to 860. When it does, this is going to be a short covering squeeze. As you can see, over 7 million shares came in and covered their positions at the open. And so what I wanted was the shorts to cover, scale in top it out, which is right around here, 860, 850 area, and just fade it for 2 days. 2-day fade is what I called. And then I wanted you to just to fade the stock to $7. Okay, just $7. All right. And here's the stock, $7. All right. And then this is your bottom. For today, this is for sure your bottom. Tomorrow, you might get one more pull, but I have a feeling an analyst of 2 is going to come out. Okay. So I think you're going to be safe with that. But I just wanted you to see the trade itself, and knowing that if you could have took size at 8.5 yesterday and held to today, you were really rewarded. And it did exactly what I wanted. And the room was reminding me as it was at 720 and coming down even further. So I was really proud of the call, and it should go down as a really great quality call in the room. Okay. The next stock that we did was called G-Wire. Now I really want you to listen to this one because I know there's many of you other than this great room, you won't trade a stock like this ever. And it's just something you won't do because nobody really teaches you the proper way to trade a stock like this. And this is a fun stock. G-Wire, you have to put it in the category of, boy, I wish I could have added on that Burl dark side when I wish I could have added. In hindsight, wow. I would have had a 143 average on a 140 add, and I'd be in the money so much on that. Wow. But on this particular one, on G-Wire, you have to put this in the category, and this is for Palmer and a few traders in here that are really seasoned. But G-Wire goes in the same realm as Splunk and PANW. When their earnings come out and they're good, the stock will squeeze and then it will fade off. And usually it will like gap fill. Not all the way. In some instances, like I think Splunk, over the next 2 or 3 days, G-Wire will gap fill all the way. It will. All right? But it takes a few days. But as a day trade, I look at it as, okay, where's the stock going to stop so we can short the stock? What is the quickest way to make money? Now, I want you to look at the notes really carefully, how I came up this morning and came up with them. Are you ready? All right, I want you to look carefully at this call. All right, G-Wire. The stock is gapping up 11. I want to see a squeeze at the open to $100. When you do that, the stock will come down and it will pay you very, very well. I just want the squeeze to 100. I'm short Dollar Tree. Am I okay to overnight or should I take and move on? I don't know. I have to look. Excuse me, traders. I have a trader that is asking me a question. So Dollar Tree. So let me see. Yeah, I mean, you're only down 90 cents, maybe a buck. Yeah, it's being held up here. Maybe trim your position in half, Jeff, and then put your stops at 102.80. And if it can break to 106, 101.60, you can probably be done with it. I wasn't even trading this today, so I don't know how you got in that, but okay. Okay, so on G-Wire, the first thing I did is I came into the room and I went to my scan service and I started pulling up what the upgrades look like. And the one most notable that hit me was Bank of America this morning. And once I noticed that B of A raised it to 105 from 95, right there I knew the stock would probably hit 100. So I prepared the whole chat room. Look, the stock's going to pop to 100. When it does, scale in short and take it down. Again, this is one of the most quality calls you can get in a chat room anywhere in the world. And I want you to see the stock, how well read it was and how predictable it was. Why? Because if B of A said the stock was 95 and now worth 105, what is the middle of that? For quick reference, it's $100. So I figured, and since B of A was the only one that analyzed it at that price target, I felt very strong that that stock would hit that. Okay? So I basically said, pop at the open to 100, scale in short, and take it down. I want you to see what happens in the first 15 minutes of the bell. Pop at 100, there's your 99.90. That's it. There's your topping. There's your short, 99.06. There's your short, 98.09. It's not going to go past that. That's it. It's done. Now it's payday. Boom. And it hit 91. 8 points in 15 minutes. Literally 4 points in a minute. 3 more points, and then boom, the hammer. See how beautiful that was? This stock will fill this gap right here. There's no question over the next day or two. But for now, from a day trade standpoint, this, and I'm going to show you something because a lot of you don't see this that I see. I want you to look at Splunk. Okay, just look at Splunk. All right. You see how when the earnings came out, how it filled the full earnings and even sold off more? See that? Now look at PANW. Look at this. See the gap? You see? Are you learning? See how it moved? Over the next few days, it came right back down and filled that full gap. Look at that. So guess who else is going to do that? G-Wire. How does this work for you? If you're an option player, you just look at this and like, okay, it popped here. Shit, I'll just go 235 puts. Because in 3 days, if this is 100, shoot, I'll go back down to $88 puts. I'll do a week out 88 puts because this gap's going to get filled. You see how PINW filled the entire gap on the earnings? Isn't that beautiful? Something to remember, something to learn from. That's what this room provides. Opportunities. Okay? I'm going to give you another one. I know none of you traded Estee Lauder. None of you. Because you don't even know what the stock is. You know, you see it in the stores, but you have absolutely no clue whatsoever how to trade a stock like this. And it's okay. Okay. First, I want you to look at the stock. Right? Let's look at the stock. What did it close at yesterday? 154, 153.80. Okay. You get up in the morning. What do you see? You have a gap up to 157. Your first question is why? You should always ask that before you trade any stock. Why am I even looking at this stock? And this is what I'm trying to teach you. When you look at a gap up, don't just look at the gap up because it's up. Look why. You must know why before you start in a trade. If you don't know why, what good is it? You got to know why it's up. Okay, so now we go to why. So we come down, we pull up on our scan, Estee Lauder, and we look. Oh, okay, so we've got some upgrades here. We've got RBC upped it to 173, DA Davidson upped it, and most importantly, B of A raised it to 175 from 170. So they came in with G-Wire and Estee Lauder. So B of A is a tier 1 firm. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to look at that stock, and I know Estee Lauder likes to fill their gaps. Why? 15 years of trading. All right, this is what you're paying for. My experience. So how do you play the stock? Do you go long the stock at the open? No. What's the call? Short the stock. All right. Can you put that in writing for me and tell me when to enter and when to exit? Absolutely. Let me do that for you. Okay. So here we go. Estee Lauder. This is gapping up 2.5. I want a little bit more of a push at the open to 158 and gap fill it back to 154. I want you to look at this call. Stare at it for a second. Look how a professional day trader, a true, real day trader that's been running a chat room for almost 6 years, been trading for 15 years. How can he call a masterful trade like that? Because I'm experienced. I know Estee Lauder will fill the gap. So I take advantage of that and I provide the trade to everyone in the room. So let's look at the stock, 158 and a 154. Are you ready? Now this isn't magic. This is trading in Awesomecalls Trading. Are you ready? I said the stock would hit 158. Stock hit 157.75 within 25 cents of my target. I didn't call the stock to 159. I didn't say room to 160. I didn't give 162. I don't give you unrealistic numbers. That's not what I do. I give you range that makes sense because I've been trading for so long. Now I want you to watch what happened on the stock. Are you ready? Within an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, the stock came all the way down to 154.16. Once it hit this 154.20 area, I told everyone in the room, go long. Because your only risk on the trade at that moment was 16 cents for a $2 move to the upside. You see that kind of trade? Do you actually look at it and you're looking at yourself, I wish I could have done that trade now. Why does it look so simple after the fact? You know why? Because you never traded it before. This is the first time you're even looking at an Estee Lauder. And when you come in this room, these are the trades I introduce to you. I open your mind Your mind is like a sponge in here. Okay? And it's trades like this that will elevate you to a whole nother level because you're able to trade everything. Okay? I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you NXPI. What's that? I've never traded that before. I know. It happens. I know. NXPI. Okay? NXPI, to me, yesterday after hours, there was rumorville going on that Samsung is interested in maybe buying the company. Okay? Well, that's great. That's awesome. Or they might be merging. But until it's in writing, to me, it's just noise. So this morning, I got up and the stock was still gapping up to basically $94, $95 a share. See right here? See the gap up? It had closed before the market closed around 92, but it had gapped up after hours 10 points. So in the morning, it was still gapping up. So my first instinct on this trade was what? Not to long the stock to fill this gap. My first instinct was I want to short the stock to $92 and then long it. Why? Because that's what it closed yesterday. I wanted to go long at $92, right where everyone else has been holding since yesterday. And I wanted this fluff news just to wear off and then go long. Because why would you go long? Well, the news is still there. Nobody's denounced it. So that means that the stock can make a move off that 92. It may not hit all the way back to 102, but gosh dang it, if I'm not going to take the trade, I'd be foolish not to. Now I want you to see the setup. Okay, so here it is in writing. Pre-market notes. Second thing I wrote this morning. Ready? Rumorville, Samsung. The reason? Gapping up 2, right? Any little pop at the open towards 95 or 96, short the stock and take it down to $92 and go long. You can start in at 92.50, but when it hits 92, make sure you do a big add. You see that? 92 was the number to go long. 95 was the number to go short. Now you want to see the trade? Boom, 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 boom. $95. And the stock came down to what? $92. There's your 92. Bottom curl. Stock ramped back up to $94. You see how simple that was? You didn't even have to do any research. There was no homework needed. Just another quality trade, a quality setup, so you could get in there and play it. You want an effortless trade? That's your trade. You want something you don't need to think about? That's your trade. You want to make $250 to $500? That's your trade. You don't have to do much thought. And then you write it down in your book, in your journal, how to play that stock. And you take a picture, a snapshot, and you put it up on your screen and on your wall, and you remember it for the next one. Okay? I'm going to give you, I know a lot of you don't trade offerings. I know a lot of you don't, and that's okay. You know, you're in a shitty room. I mean, what are you going to do? So this morning I woke up and I want you to look at the scan. I saw a gap down. I saw it on CNBC, and the stock is closed at 1830, and it was gapping down below 17. And I'm like, what's going on? Again, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on, but I certainly want to know because this looks like a chart, a stock I want. So what do? I go to my board, I go to my scan, and I go like this. APLS. Why are you gapping down? You're gapping down because you're doing a secondary offering of $17. The deal size is increased to 102 million, right? So you're doing 6 million shares. Thank you, Raphael. So you're doing 6 million shares at 17. So not too big. It's not huge. It's not like 10 or 15 or 20 million. Here's the range, 1650 to 17. So what do I tell you to do? First thing this morning, buy the stock at $16.50 to $17. That's it. You're going to get the stock at a discount today. This is your discount day. I have done offerings for the last, what, 10 years? I am really good at this shit. You don't have a lot of money in your account, but you want to make 500 bucks? Do you want to see what the stock did? First of all, I want you to see what the note said. You ready? APLS, 6 million offering at 17, long at 615 to 17. Look for a 1-point move to the upside. I'm already telling you at 1650 to 17, you're going to get 1 point today. I'm guaranteeing you, I'm showing you, I'm putting it in writing. You're going to get 1 point today. Do you want to see the stock? Okay, you ready? Here it is. Long 1650 to 17. And guess what it is right now? $19.65. Do you know how many of you didn't trade this today? You didn't need to look at any, you didn't even need to look at BPTH. You could have just done, screw BPTH. Let that thing go to 100. I'm going to take 500 shares. I'm going to take 250 shares, and I'm going to get paid $250 or $500. Either way, AJ said I'm going to make a point. And within the first opening bell, from pre-market to opening bell, it hit 1822. You would have been done. And now the stock is 19. That's how we do offerings in here. Pretty cool, huh? I want you to look at another one. HIIQ. Now, this is a combination of my notes and, of course, the great Brad, Fire Trader. Every day he delivers, and boy, did he deliver a pure winner today. The whole room was just jazzed on it. My friend Christian and Webster, Ripster, all of them just like they enjoyed this one. Deborah, I think Brandy even took it. I mean, I could just go on. I don't know if my friend Steve B took it, but a lot of people just took this trade. Okay? I want you to see the quality of the trade. First, it was gapping up on earnings yesterday. Then this morning, it was gapping up because it had closed at 35 and it was sitting here in pre-market around 39. So I felt the stock was going to make a push through 40 to 41, scale in short, and gap fill it back down. I think my call was 37 to 37.50. I don't know. I have to look. I want to see how close I came. HIIQ. Where are you? HIIQ. There you go. I wanted to pop between 40 to 41 at the open and take it down to 36.50. I was hoping 36.50. I really did. I felt it might pull, it might just yank just enough. All right. So, I wanted to get close to that. I want you to see how the setup worked. Okay. And I want you to see where fire came in. You ready? Okay. So let's look at the call. 40 to 41 pop at the open. 40 to 41 pop at the open. Guess where it hit? $40.99. 40 to 41 at the open. So you could have scored in short here, 250 shares, 41 here, and now write it down. And guess where it came down? All the way down. And the reason why I wanted 36.50 is because yesterday in after hours, the stock had hit 36.34. So I felt there's a possibility it could come down again, hence why I said 36.50. But it ended up bottoming at 37.20. And you know who went long? That's right, Fire. He took some at 38, added at the dip, 37. What I loved about this call with Fire is he stayed with it. He never gave up on the trade. As much as it zigzagged like a roadmap, he stayed with it. And he walked it up to 40, and he was done with it. That's the leadership that you get in this room. Everyone was asking him, what's your stops? What are you doing? Where's it going? And if you stayed with it, you got paid. It was an absolutely stunning 2.5 point trade. HIIQ. Okay, and then I'm going to give you one more. This one I know is extremely boring. Even the trader told me today, man, that was a boring trade. It really was, AJ. Boring. I do want to throw in the Tesla call, though. I think it's important that you see my Tesla call. Tesla, I said I would nibble short 279, take it to 281, and go and gap fill it back down to 275 and under today. I want you to look at this call. I want you to look at this call. I'm a professional day trader. I've been doing this for almost 16 years, going on 16 years now. There's very few people in the world that can make a call like this. But in here, it's just a notable call because I have other priority calls. But I want you to look at this call. I want you to take short 279. I want you to add to 281. I want you to have an average, and I want the stock to come down today to 275 and under. That's the trade. I didn't call the stock to 300. I didn't call the stock to 290. I didn't call the stock to 294. I gave you realistic numbers. The stock will pop at the open, and it does. Still take the short, 279, add to 281. You'll have a 280 average, and I want you to take it down to 275. Now I want you to look at the stock. Ready? Here we go. Yesterday's close and today's open. So I said the stock would go to 281, take it short. The first initial pull came all the way down to 276. When it broke through the flag again, I still wanted you to stay short the 281 area. I didn't feel this was just, I think the market was just pushing on some news he had. But at the end of the day, I stayed focused and I wanted the stock to come to 275. And I will believe firmly before the close, it'll hit 275 on the mark. And right now, as we're talking, the stock hit 250, 275, 95, and it's selling off. And I believe firmly it will hit that 275. And that's the Tesla trade. And then I want to just cap off with a boring trade that most of you find very boring. Kroger. I know. It's so boring. It really is. But you know what? It's money. And this morning, I told everyone to long the conference call. Whenever we have a conference call and we have a stock dipping down 3 or 4 points from yesterday's close, typically the CEO will go on, especially on Kroger, and Kroger's not going anywhere. They just got serious competition with Amazon opening up their grocery stores, and it's kind of hurting them a little bit. AJ, yes, Tesla just hit 275.30. Okay. Well, like I said, somebody just mentioned in the room. I'll show you. You see the Tesla? There it is. Live, 275.23. Anyway, getting back to Kroger. You see this? Buy the call. Buy into the call. Put your stops at, low of the day or $24. And I think I even said give it room to $23.50 to add. I want you to see the call in Kroger. Pretty easy stock for me to read. Kroger, I would long here. Into the call. You'll get 1 point. If it goes to $23.50, don't worry. The stock's going to what? I want you to look at this call. The stock is going to $26 plus. This should end up $26 plus. I know it's boring. It's a boring trade. It's not flashy. It's not BPTH. Okay? It's not flashy. But at the end of the day, it's a paycheck. So you ready? How do I know this? I know this stock like the back of my hand. I know how it trades. I know what range it trades in. I know how the CEO speaks. I'm like a matrix in this stock. So follow the rules. Go long, 24.50, 24.60, 24, 24, whatever. Anything in the 24.50s, 20.60s, 20.70. Now I want you to watch the move. $26. That's all you had to do. 250 shares would have paid you $400. Cost you 5,000 buying power. Kroger. So Tesla just hit 275.07. So not too bad. That is that is today's webinar. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. I hope you walk away, even if you're not a member with us yet, that you learned something. because that's what these are. They're educational webinars for you to learn. And I put them out every day. It's part of the new Awesome Calls Trading. And you can go to YouTube anytime you want, punch up there, go Awesome Calls Trading, and you'll see all the webinars listed. And every day you get one. And you can listen to it while you're working out or you're, taking a shower or whatever you want to do. It's there for you to recap for the day so you can make mental notes how to trade the stocks. And if you want to talk to any of the members in the room, we are just blowing up this, what do you call it? Discord. And Discord today is approximately 885 members. There's 220 people online. A lot of amazing people talking about the trades today. And as we all know, everyone's talking about the BPTH, just a phenomenal trade. I'm not going to go into it, but there's a lot of people that did very well. But everyone, what's interesting is when a stock like that does crazy stuff, everyone wants to be the hero. So today I decided, you know what, even though it was our number one pick, and I told everyone to go long at the 1850 range, I told them play the 8 to quarter. I really don't need to talk about it, all right? So, because nobody, and I mean nobody, knew that stock was going to go to $73 today. So don't even try it, all right? Because I'm not going to try to impress you with, that. All I just want to do is go long. I mean, I took the trade and made, don't laugh at me, but I took the trade and made, I think it was 51 cents or something like that. It's a scary ass trade, but it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm glad I was a part of it. I'm glad I got to witness it. So that was a lot of fun. All right. So I want to thank you very much. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm really excited. I will be 53 years old, so I hope you all tweet. And when I wake up in the morning at 3:34, I hope that you all enjoy it and celebrate with me. I will do pre-market notes in the morning, just as I do here. I will probably most likely leave around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and say goodbye and give love and kisses to everyone. And then I'll probably do a webinar, I don't know, Saturday morning, so we can post one on the recap, or I may not do one. I don't know. It's my birthday, so I don't want to work too hard. But I am planning a trip to Vegas. I don't know specific date yet, but when I do, I will announce it to everyone in the room and outside the room. And I would hope that I get to meet all of you or a lot of you. We'll take off a Friday or something where we don't need to trade and just relax. And I haven't done something like that in 5-6 years with the great people in the room. It'd be nice to meet people and shake their hands and give them hugs and just appreciate what they do. So other than that, I will see you tomorrow at 3:30, 4 o'clock with no alarm clock, and just wake me up and I'll be trading as usual. Check me up on Twitter, AJTrader7. Great followers, great people, and love what I do. So take care, God bless, and I will see you tomorrow. And be well, be good, be safe. Bye-bye.